Inquisition is not responsible for anything that happens either now or after your death to your body. And if you sign here, you get 30 free coupons.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so
Just don't ask what the coupons are for.
Alec just stares at the paper.
They're
How
only
do I
words
sign
harsh.
this? I'm not really well versed in the art of scribing. Nocturne ain't
Just
really
put
a
your
place
mark here.
of a learning, if you get what I mean. And he like looks
Just
down.
put your mark here.
Yeah, he like awkwardly
Oh.
scribes his name and like loudly spells it out. Alric hand.
Excellent. Now, straight down the hall, second on your left. Next.
Alric just follows the description, muttering, go here, go here, go here, go here, go here. He's not very bright, as you can understand.
Hey Sasha, awesome to see you. Hope you had a good week.
Yeah, ups and downs, but steady on.
Is everything okay with the old locomotive?
Yeah, I have a new car now, but the old one's completely gone, as I had mentioned before.
Was insurance? Did you get insurance?
No, it was one-way insurance, so it's completely gone. No recompense, unfortunately. Luckily, no bodily harm.
That is
which is the
very
best
good
part.
there. That is awesome there. But hopefully today's session can lighten the spirits a little bit. And awesome to have you all here. I'm gonna do a little summary soon of
I did the summary.
of this. Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, I forgot to say excellent summary.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That was great.
Look,
Really?
yeah, just don't actually bother, because I literally got all my notes bagged together with my thoughts and everything else.
Nice. Well,
So it's actually trying to actually ascertain what exactly is my thoughts. And
I'm gonna do a little summary of what this game is. I'm gonna do it as fast as possible because I know Sasha and everybody else has heard it before. But for the new players, yeah, welcome to our game. We play as if we were sitting around a table. And we try to make combat as quick as possible. So, if there is combat, we get through it as fast as possible. That means, I've said this once, but it's worth mentioning again. When it's someone else's turn, do all your actions, do all your rolls, and then when your turn comes up, just spend it describing what your character does. All of our scenes are action-oriented and assumed to play out in real time, unless otherwise stated. So, we'll say what our characters would say, and what he or she would do. Time is progressing even if no one is talking. So while you're talking, I might be rolling for things to happen in the background, things might play out, suddenly consequences of your inaction could jump up on you if you don't do anything. Time just moves on. If you as a group, we can do questions, I don't know. If you never say anything, you're just assumed to be standing there and looking. If you want the party to move somewhere, just say that you go there. Someone will speak up if they disagree. You don't hesitate to say or do anything. No one is really in charge. You are expendable assets of the Inquisitor, and you're all equally expendable. I won't change scenes for you or drive the story forward necessarily. Might do it if it's horribly mismanaged, but for the most part, you drive the story forward as a player. You can make plans, you can get ideas, you can do anything you want, basically, is what I want. The ideal image for this game. And you should roleplay as if you were an actual acolyte in the Inquisition. Not as a storyteller who's telling a fantastical story. Acolytes tend to police each other according to their fanatical beliefs. Think like Gestapo or Stasi. You're not anarchists. You're not exploring yourselves. Who am I really? Let me realize myself in the... No, you are absolute fanatic sycophants. At the core, you can have other thoughts, of course, but we are role-playing as acolytes of the Inquisition, so that's one thing to take into consideration. Enemy factions move around in the background, and I will roll against your subtlety score, which I think everybody knows what it is. You can use Imperial assets, you can use your Inquisitor's influence, but all overt actions runs the risk of the bad guys learning about you. There is no set path or things that you have to do. You can do anything you want. You can walk around in the city, search for clues, interrogate people, get help from local authorities, sneak out at night, use disguises, infiltrate somewhere, take someone hostage alone or with a group. You can go out and do anything at any time. You can take the word and you can do an exposition scene as long as you want. We love it. Someone will have to speak up if they want to do something else. You can build a base of operation, gather allies, take someone hostage, search Administratum records, or you could just kick in doors and shoot everyone. Nothing is wrong, and you are in charge. And yes, let me hear your questions.
How are we gonna keep track of, so everyone can have a say when it's combat? Say I want to smash a guy in the face and someone else wants to shoot someone. How are we gonna keep track of, like...
All of that will become apparent when the combat begins.
Okay.
We
have like
are going to start from the same place that we were last week. And we are in St. Valerius' Basilica. You're going to see an old lodging when you approach. Okay, no, Aaron, I got your question, and unfortunately, no. It is Tavi's birthday today, so if you're listening, Tavi, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yep. And you're all being called to a small cloister in St. Vasuna Basilica, and you're gonna see a window with some bright yellow light. And those of you who have recently arrived to the Basilica, you will have disguised yourselves as followers of Valerius. You're wearing robes, chanting, maybe holding a necklace, some emblem of the Basilica or an aquila. And as you ascend the cobblestone stairs, you will approach the temporary hideout of this secret inquisitorial cell, disguised as vigilites, essentially arbitrators. In the room is Og. Og, you will wake up at the same time as Morrigan. There are many beds and chambers there, and Morrigan and Og, as you wake up in the room, can we just get a description, a visual description of your characters? Og?
Oh, Og, yeah. Og, towering Ogren. He's got multiple scars all across his face, remnants of what appeared to be in the past maybe tribal tattoos. He's wearing light power armor that's rusted and horribly maimed in certain places, but looks well maintained surprisingly. Yeah, but he's just sleeping on the bed, snoring loudly, most likely, before he wakes up by choking on his own spit.
Fantastic. Morgan.
Morgan would be getting changed into her armor and everything else, and what you would actually notice about her is that she's a very, well, not very tall, a tall, skinny, pale-looking person. She'll has a scar running down the left-hand side of her face. If you were to actually sort of just catch a glimpse, you would see some scarring on her back, just on the top of the shoulder. But you can actually see that it would probably run further down. As she turns around towards the main room, you would actually see that round her neck is a leather collar with a small voice caster on the outside of the skin, which picks up the vibrations of her voice box. And it's pretty evident to see the reason why, as her mouth has been sewn shut. And that's me.
Samuel.
Samuel walks through the door with a creak. And through it, his enshrouded form comes. There's a brown cloak that he wears, little rosary bead around his wrist, which he seems to be tinkering with his left hand. And he comes on in, looks around the room, and he just sits down, seemingly a frustrated look on his face.
Amazing. And Nova.
Nova is a young woman. Dark, short-length hair. Pretty, but no, I wouldn't consider, like, majorly beautiful. She sports a sky across one eye. And she stands pretty short, about 5'3", I think it says. And dressed in the standard Vigilites outfit to blend in. With a sniper rifle on her back.
Awesome. Are you wearing the carapace armor?
No.
No.
Just have the outfit. Unarmored, basically.
Gotcha.
The uniform.
Just the uniform, not the combat load of a Vigilite.
Awesome. Alright, and as you all enter the room, you will feel that the atmosphere changes. As soon as Samuel steps in, whether he takes off his hat or he definitely carries an aura of authority and experience as he walks into the room. And that's where we can begin.
Is something wrong, sir?
These people, they're so reserved. They're utterly unwilling to talk, even the smallest bit. I tried to do some reconnaissance, just ingratiate myself with the local people here, and nothing. Nothing but cold glances. Nothing but the most passing pleasantries. Nothing.
It is the ecclesiarchy. They're small-minded, close-minded. What did you expect? As she walks over to the table and picks up a small black book and stows it in an inside hidden pocket.
I think it's kind of strange that the Shouties don't want to talk, because that's all they do, right?
Yes, but I fear that they sense something from me. Something that Something may have tipped them off as to our intentions. I'm not entirely sure what.
Sorry,
If you
I
say
may
so,
be
sir.
maybe out of the loop here, but who are you?
Sam gives you a look. Pull up your data slates. You should have been well informed about my coming here. But apparently not.
Hug will pull out a horribly chewed on, broken data slate and start trying to turn it on. I don't think it's working, sir.
And I'm just a bit of a technophile.
Technophobe?
Technophobe. Yeah, sorry.
You, the Administratum will make note of that. Treat your requisitions better in future, lest you be found in the bottom of a cell, or some sort of oubliette.
Are you talking to me, sir?
All of you.
Oh.
I suppose that introductions must be made. I am Samuel Spade, and I suppose that you will learn what that means very, very soon. I suppose that amongst you, I would be the most experienced. And I suppose that that equally grants me some sort of requisite leadership position. That is to say, I will be taking over for now.
Okay, sir.
As you say.
His steely blue eyes peer into yours as you see that response more haphazardly than he would want. He walks up to you. How tall are you?
Just under 6 foot.
He looks up at you slightly, making sure not to stand too closely so as to approximate your height. He stands at about 180 centimeters. You a little bit more. But he dons his hat and ensures that you know where exactly you stand. Stares at you, waits for a response.
You'll get a raised eyebrow in response.
Are you the commissar I've been hearing about, sir?
He
No,
pauses.
you're not.
He pauses in his looking at Morgan in the eyes, turns his head very slowly. No, from what I had heard, that one had long passed. But it has been a long while since I have had the opportunity. I have been reassigned to other matters. But now I'm here. And for now, this is my sole duty. And I aim to bring this mission to its completion. Status update. What have we?
Well, I'm not sure about everybody else, but I think we're trying to figure out if the the big shouty, the one that's in charge, if he's corrupted or evil, sir.
Well, as my good friend Og so delicately put it, we're looking into many avenues of approach, one of which is definitely how heretical the Cardinal actually is.
We found a
No.
book with pretty pictures in it.
Knowing the depths of this corruption, it would not surprise me in the least if he were indeed quite heretical. And yet, and these things have a tendency to insidiously corrupt. Have we seen any direct signs of this corruption, or perhaps some sort of indirect malaise?
Yeah. Og will pull out the picture that he took the other day and hand it over to Sam.
Sam grabs it with one hand very quickly, snatches it out of yours, takes a look.
It's a picture of like a priest on like a high balcony glaring at Og. Is that proof, sir?
Proof of your voyeurism, perhaps, but not of subtlety.
What does that word mean, sir?
He completely ignores you, and he records it into his data slate, puts it down onto the table, and he looks toward the wall, both hands pressed down upon the table. He mutters to himself, "What am I going to do with this band of ragtag idiots?" He turns around once more. "Is this all that we have? You three?"
We also have... Yes. And, well, there was Nicholas, there was a few others, but they've been called away to more important duties.
More important than this mission?
It would seem so.
Sam grits his teeth. Well, the Inquisitor would know better than I.
Perhaps you've been demoted.
Sam walks up, firm steps on the tile, and grabs your cloak right by the chest. Say that once more, and you will not have, or you won't have anything to speak out of.
Og will stand up and lay a hand on your shoulder. I don't think you should do that, sir.
Do not speak to me in that tone.
I'm just following the orders that I was given, sir.
Then you will follow one more. Sit down.
It's okay, Og. Sit down.
Okay. Og sits down.
Sam, Og, you get an inspiration point.
Nice.
Now, if you wouldn't mind removing your hands from my clothing, it takes a lot to look this pretty, and I wouldn't want to step outside and disappoint the pilgrims.
And he lets go and gives you a gentle shove. My motions must be getting ahead of me here. It's been a very frustrating number of months.
I understand. That's why you still have a hand.
My old commissar always said that you should talk out your feelings before you punch someone.
At this, Morgan's just going to look at Og and raise one eyebrow and go, mm-hmm.
He didn't last super long.
And then she's just going to nod her head with a sort of look in her face of, ah.
Well,
At like this point, you hear like heavy footfalls outside in the corridor, and like a rather tall human like walks in, and you can basically feel the heat radiating off him, and it's like not the normal heat, and you can see like he has gothic tattoos going all across his like bald face. His eyes is like these pure embers of orange heat, and you have like mist, silver mist coming out from the eyes to like really signify that he's like a very powerful psyker. He has like this big thunder hammer on his strap to his back. You can also see like pretty well worn and like well used armor out of his frame.
A lot of people coming into my room tonight, or today.
He turns to you. Who invited the ogre in here?
I did.
Excuse me?
Are we ready to accept these mutants here? I guess psychics are useful, but ogres? Rah. And he like walks up and sits down at a chair. I don't guess you can't really be picky with what allies you have these days.
Oh, I wouldn't go as far to say that we're allies. So,
Og looks
who the hell are
genuinely
you?
hurt when Morgan says that.
So I guess we're all here for that vault business, huh?
Noticing that Og's got a hurt face, she went, I didn't mean you, Og.
Okay.
Do you guys have a plan on how we're gonna deal with this? I guess the upper echelon of the Inquisition don't really want to let this problem spread too far.
So,
I'll turn to
you-
look at Sam. Do you have a plan, sir?
It seems our friend here is able to read his briefings and data slate. So, do we have a plan, sir?
of course. However, that status report that I had requested earlier, there was no further information. There was no even plan of action in the temporary state that we had.
Well,
Not
we
really, sir. There was an assassin, but I stopped him, and then the guards of the Basilica took him away. He's probably with the other secret prisoners in the holding cells underneath the main church.
Well, we
An
could
assassin.
we could always try and use our inquisitorial cloud to try and get access to that assassin and maybe question him.
But we're secret right now, right?
well, if you want my personal opinion, I was, before our new illustrious leader came, was going to see if we could gain access to the shrine. We are apparently in bed with the Cardinal at the moment. So, if we gain access, then we gain access. And if we don't gain access, it allows us to get close to him to ask why we don't give access, and hopefully reduce our level of exposure whenever we declare ourselves who we are.
When we met with the Cardinal originally, he like shut the room off, and he only had so many guards with him. So if we could get that situation again, I think we could easily kill him.
Yeah, I'd rather not get the whole ecclesiarchy after our damn tails. Will make our mission here a bit harder to accomplish.
Well, our job is to figure out if he's a heretic, and if he's a heretic, we're going to have to kill him.
And how are you gonna explain that to the upper leaders of the ecclesiarchy that you murdered one of their esteemed priests?
You see, you
Og
think,
shrugs.
Technically, we're at the Inquisition. We don't need to explain ourselves to them.
Yeah, that.
But killing him publicly is not the bit ideal.
Not publicly, it's in secret. I also said we could probably kidnap him, but I don't think that was a good idea. Morgan tried to explain to me what was happening, and I think I figured out that that wasn't really what we were trying to do.
no, his
Hooray!
kicking
An ogre with a brain! He says sarcastically.
Yes, we ascertained that him kicking and screaming was probably not the subtlest way of removing him from the premises. But either which way, killing him is not necessarily our primary goal at the moment. As much as I would enjoy it, it is to get him to work alongside us until such time as we can find a replacement.
Do we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
any potential access to any true serum from the inquisitorial stock, or
Who needs truth serum when you can just torture him?
yeah, true serum is pretty much easier because when you're torturing, you tend to just get what they think that you want to hear. You
What?
But it's a lot less fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I'd rather be right than have fun, if you get my meaning.
Why can't you be both?
Well, there is that I will give you. So how are we gonna solve this conundrum?
We already
It
got
appears-
evidence, right?
You
We do
hear
have some
heavy boot footsteps on the outside of the corridor, coming down rhythmically. Knocks on the door, no answer. Next one knocks on the door, no answer. Next one knocks on this door.
Yes.
I am looking for. Sorry. I am looking for. Spade.
It's all
Then
good
you
to
have found him.
ask them, and he like,
May I enter?
yeah, we could always use an arborist on the team.
Sam nods. And you are?
Open
See,
the
and
door.
for some reason I can't move a token.
Hey,
I am Judge Castillo. I have been ordered under Article A1, Section 2 of Rules of Inquisitorial Duty to assist this team. What is the objective, the duty? Current status.
Great, the fun police is here.
Well, there goes the torture.
It is at present that we aim to uncover the degree to which this leader of theirs has been corrupted. or whether they have been corrupted at all, but all signs appear to be pointing in that direction. At present, we have two paths for us. We may either interrogate this would-be assassin, or the remaining would-be assassin, or we can ingratiate ourselves further with one of theirs. It goes without saying that our talents seem to lie with the physical rather than the social.
If you
However,
require-
I believe that ingratiating ourselves with one of their leadership may confer upon us greater benefits. What say you?
If you require interrogation and intimidation of this subject, I and my team are willing. The RBTs shall serve the law.
Og will raise his hand.
Og?
I am also quite intimidating, sir.
Yeah, I think it's better if we leave this to the professional here, Og. No offense. I think the Arbiris here has more experience in interrogating a person.
I find mass is a adequate force multiplier in intimidation.
Thank you, sir.
Well, guess I was wrong.
You are not incorrect. However, you are not precise.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Ulrich doesn't know how to answer to that. So he just keeps quiet.
Do not fret. You have not yet broken any laws or regulations under this company. You may still speak freely, but not too freely.
Just that I don't really know how to respond to your previous answers, so I'm just gonna stay quiet for now.
Fantastic. I have multiple reports on this subject. Perhaps going through them shall assist this duty.
All right.
I'm looking at Spade. I was effectively told that Spade would be the lead for this mission. At least in this moment.
So Ulrich walks up to the window and tries to look out and spot if there's any potential suspicious activity down in the streets at this current moment.
There is. Well, as soon as you look out, first of all, you're going to see painted glass, obscured and twisted shapes of the basilica in front of you. You're also going to see a hooded man walking towards the building you're in. He has folded arms, and he is walking very slowly. He looks around, he looks kind of paranoid, and he's looking at, even though there are more people living there, up at the windows as he approaches. And at this moment, anyone can roll a D100 random event die. The first one to roll it will get the
I
result.
think, Mike, you should do that, man. You looked out the window.
Okay,
Yeah,
Nice film.
that's a great idea. You're a new player.
53.
Excellent.
As he noticed this, Ulrich turns towards the Arbeit and say, "Good Arbeit, I think I saw something here," and he points out the person that you just described.
I shall go towards the window. Is this the moment in which I do a scrutiny check or something?
I will always let you know if you need to roll anything. Other than that, just roll play your character.
Alright. I shall look at him. 3 indications of malcontent. Possibility of criminal action.
Excellent. You can do a
17%.
common lore ecclesiarchy test.
common lore, ecclesiarchites. What do I touch for that? Like intelligence?
So if
I
you're not
have-
trained in it, I believe it's a
not,
minus
yeah, I mean,
4.
If you're not trained in it, it is a -20 intelligence test.
minus 20 intelligence. Modifier.
So
minus
press your intelligence
20.
button, and then -20.
3 degrees of
You have
freedom.
no idea what this is. It's a hooded man.
Unable to identify personage. Closer interrogation or observation will be needed. Suspicion is high.
Yeah, I just wanted to get you aware of the person in question. We might have to keep a closer look on him in the future.
I shall go back into the corner, go through my data slate, and acquire every report of suspicion to the person that we're looking for, to indicate any bad doings.
You will hear a knock on the door.
Yes?
Quickly! Hurry! Open the door!
Are you expecting any more?
I'm here from Mahood.
Oh. I'll go get up from his sitting position on the bed and go over to the door.
I will be behind the door with a shotgun raised, ready to fire through it.
Ulrich takes the other position with its thunderhammer raised and ready to help the Arbeites.
The wooden door
I'll
creaks
get
open.
items.
You will see a hooded man with strange facial tattoos. He looks like the zealots that you saw in the basilica. His eyes are frantic, deep green. He looks in, leans over you, and his face is lit up with orange glow from the candles in the room. Hurry! Is it safe here? Can I come in?
Yes, come in.
I'm risking my life to be here. Thank you. He slithers past you, not even glancing at you, Og. You're used to people being afraid of you. He seems completely unfazed. He slithers into the room, walks right past you, and he will scan the room. Morgan, make a Sinishans test. As he looks at you, Sam, his eyes light up.
Success with 5.
It's you. Good.
This
I was
might
told
a bit,
I have to deliver a message to you.
but
Please come with me.
I would like to activate telepathic link to all of to Morgan and the is it just me? Could I link Morgan together with
Never ask whether you can do things or just explain how your character does something, and
Yeah,
then it
so-
will happen in the game.
he puts sneakily tries to connect Morgan and who's playing the Arbeites?
Blitz.
Blitz to activate a psychic connection between the two, and he opens up a two-way path communication array so they could mentally
Morgan.
communicate with each other if there's something wrong with the select that Morgan sees or spots, then she could just mentally send hey, this is what I see, be prepared for something, basically.
Just describe what things look like and say what your character says. Nothing else.
Yeah,
That's all you do.
He doesn't say anything. He just
Yeah.
grab like
Just-
their hand and
Just for the future. Also.
Oh, in that case, if he doesn't say anything and I feel psychic presence, I'm going to immediately shunt it out and become 2 times more suspicious. I have had psionics performed upon me in this moment. I'm gonna raise my shotgun, pointing it closer to the man who entered.
Og's gonna go instinctually block the door. With
It
his
wasn't
huge
me.
Frame.
I don't have any special powers. I'm just a priest.
that
Please.
he tried to
Vigilites, listen. You're in grave danger. Oh, but
I say let him speak.
Auric speaks up. It was me that was trying to connect you, Blitz, with Morgan, so we could be prepared if this guy tried anything.
Yeah,
Or
and as I
for-
was going to say, what he called Morgan, the second she actually feels that you're actually trying to...
I am unarmed. Please. He holds out his hands and opens his robe. I have nothing.
Continue with your information sharing.
One of
I'm
my
going to
priests
slightly lower
told me
the-
that he recognized that man.
Sorry, one.
Who?
Which man?
He was on the ship. You're here to help us. He points to Sam.
What?
I am indeed.
I have a message
I'm
for you.
here to purge the evils which dwell in this basilica. What is your message?
May I speak with you in private?
Sam gives Morgan a look and then turns back to the zealot. Lead the way.
He walks into an adjacent room.
Sam undoes the hold on his holster, and just in case something goes awry, but he follows.
Castillo will mention, any sound out of the ordinary, I shall come in and execute the law. I'm gonna wait outside the door.
What does anyone else do anything?
Ulrich like sits down but keeps his ears and eyes vigilant for anything trouble and like honestly looking at the Arbatis and trying to apologize for his earlier behavior.
And Morgan managed to get 5 degrees of success from the Senishans, so did she feel anything?
He's extremely anxious and there is a strange presence to him. He has recently been in touch with some some kind of Xeno source. You don't exactly know what it is, but you see in your mind's eye, as you close your eyes, you see scorched planets, burning worlds, barren, a broken landscape. And you see horror, fear. As he disappears into the nearby room, you almost hear this whisper.
If no one stops him, Og is going to go get breakfast.
Awesome. As he walks into the room and closes the door behind him, Sam walks next to him, pulls out the holster. He shuts the door behind him, walks over to you. My name is Brother Olavarin. He takes his cloak and draws it tight, bows quickly. You're in danger. I bring no blade. I bring warning. He will show his very best outfit, a vest, small pants. Horus knows who you are. His fury is burning in silence.
And what stops him from immediately coming in force and bringing me to my knees?
He thinks you're here to overthrow him. He will step forward, his face lit up by the candlelight. 1 hour passed. The lead vigilite, signed to your tribunal, Chancellor Eriksson, was taken from the cloister. I saw the guards. They wore Hyrus' seal, but not his armor. They smelled of sanctified oil and rot. Something is terribly wrong. He is trembling. You can see his lip quivering. He steps forward again. I think Hyrus means to purge the record before the tribunal begins. He will present a closed case. No testimony, no witnesses. He has taken everyone who knows. I fear that if you do not act, the truth will die in incense and blood. But I don't pretend to know your future, or to have any influence over it. He looks down. He drops on one knee. I have broken my oath. Forgive me.
Rise, brother Olavarin, for you have broken no oath. You have done what need be done to protect us all. Where does this record lie? Where need we look?
The other vigilites were taken. You're next. He's planning a purge, and in it, everyone who knows will be killed. This has happened before.
You know where he keeps a list of those names?
Unfortunately, you are not in the room.
Oh shit, yeah.
I say to you once more, brother, where is this record? Is there a ledger? Is there some sort of journal? A record of any sort?
He's shaking his head frantically as you speak. Everywhere. The records, the counselors. They keep records of everything. In the basilica. In the pilgrims' cloister. Everywhere. They're burning it now, pulling out old records. Destroying everything. But there are some of us who are loyal to you. To the Emperor. Before Hyrus. I forfeit my life for this cause. I believe that Hyrus has gone. He stops and looks out into the air.
Being that he is wild-eyed and frantic at this moment, I want to discern whether he's embellishing or if he was sent here as a possible betrayer.
Do a scrutiny test. You will get a... it's a neutral.
Neutral?
Plus 0. Yep.
Okay. Ooh. I'm going to use the inspiration for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3 additional.
He's terrified. You know, with your deep, intimate knowledge of the Ecclesiarchy, that he has given up his life. If you were to tell this to anyone, you would of course be executed on the spot. looks up at you, and you can sense honesty and vulnerability in his eyes. His deep green eyes, a little wet, there's a tear forming in one of his eyes. I have broken my oath. I have also betrayed the Emperor by serving a man who rules here. Break my faith with the Emperor. I come here hoping to make this right. Perhaps, he closes his eyes in deep thought. Perhaps if I make amends, the Emperor will show me the path once again.
Sam puts his right hand on the brother's shoulder. You have done right this night. You will be shown the correct path very soon. But until then, keep a low profile. Act as though nothing has happened. There have been no transgressions. And that this is just a normal night. And tomorrow, you will do the same. And the day after that. You have done your duty. And soon we together shall purge this evil.
He grew suspicious when he saw you. I heard that you were in the crypts. Forgive me. I know things. I can't go back. If anyone saw me walking in here, I am dead tomorrow.
We have means of obfuscating your appearance. And Sam knocks on the door, and it comes right back out.
How many of you are there? If I may ask.
We are 6 strong.
I've only heard legends of your might. Please, if there's anything you need, I can lead you. I know this place. Do not mistake silence for safety. The silence in this place is not peace. It is fear.
It cuts to Og walking back in, shoving like a protein cube in his mouth. Sits back down on the bed. Did I miss anything?
This is Brother Olivaren. I believe that what he has said to me in the room there is true. My presence here has unfortunately betrayed our hand. They wish to purge the record that is all knowledge of what is past before a closed door trial may begin. We must away to the Pilgrim's Cloister, the Chancellor, anybody who has knowledge of what has truly occurred, so that we may insert ourselves and unveil what has truly happened.
Loud, sir.
When you begin speaking, he whispers, "Should I wait outside?"
No, stay here. We aim to obfuscate all of our visages.
Tampering
Such
with
that-
evidence before trial is a tier 4 offense.
Yeah.
These
Well,
heretics care not for offense. Their very presence is an offense before the Emperor.
Do you wish me to call in the Arbites? I am of the rank of judge.
There are many here who serve you loyally. There's a split forming. Many of my brothers are with you. Only a few serve Horus. This place, there is still hope for it.
Would you say you're a leader amongst these loyalists?
He shakes his head as soon as he begins speaking. No. No, I'm a fool.
We might need a suitable candidate to replace the Horus.
Brother, there will be a time where we may need to call upon you. Take this, and he hands Brother Olivar and Vox, and you may activate this device by pressing this. We will be in close communication with you.
What would you have me do?
Gather those who are certainly loyalists among your ranks. Ensure that there is no question as to their loyalty. And when the time comes, we shall call upon you. And then you will do what needs be done.
He nods as you speak, clasping the microbead like it's a sacred relic. I will carry your faith with me, and I pray that I do not die alone. Shaking, he places it behind his ear, bows to all of you, and turns to leave. His
I will.
footsteps receding quickly.
I wanted to put my hand on his shoulder for a quick moment and effectively give him a passphrase to the Arbites that if they stop him or attempt to search him, effectively this passphrase will last him 1 week of no searching or seizures.
Thank you.
If you abuse this power that I have given you, you will be executed.
He turns around and runs.
So what's the plan, sir? Are we going loud?
No, as always, we must stay in the shadows.
All
And
right,
we
sir.
ought to go to the Pilgrim's Cloister immediately. But before this, being that they are now able to identify me upon sight, obfuscation is needed, not only for me, but for all of you. And with that, Sam breaks out his one of his kits and starts applying various strange colorants to his face, taking to the mirror, deepened eyes, sharper features, an obfuscant for the eyes through a lens. All of these features that would heavily obscure his current image. Darkening of the skin. Before he turns back to the others and reveals his new form.
Amazing. What do you look
And
like?
If anybody asks, My name is Drake.
I'm able to, with a little bit of luck, to maybe remove a surface memory, but I'm not really well versed in the art of telepathy at the moment, so don't expect much.
Yes, Sir Drake.
Drake, do you wish me to call a blockade on the place in which we need to go? I am yet uncertain the information in which was given to you.
If we are to search for any of these things, a blockade may be too obvious. It will tilt our hand and reveal what it is that we are searching, for which we are searching. Subtler methods will be required.
Ogle
well
raised his hand.
Castillo will begin taking off his helmet, taking off his armor, and effectively completely changing the posture and just putting on any clothing that he finds here, putting his armor in a sort of rucksack position, hiding his shotgun amongst his robes and folds.
I have gone undercover before.
And as everyone's looking at him do this, you'll obviously sort of see that, and as you look back, Morgan is no longer standing there. Instead, you'll see what looks like roughly a 153-year-old woman.
Sorry, it's worst.
Very well done. Some finishing touches may be needed as he paints your face or each of your faces to hide the more obvious tells, the scarring. The mouth sewn shut he cannot do much with, but he paints your lips black.
Sorry, this what do you call it? Just looks like a normal 153-year-old woman. No mouth.
Just a casual, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a casual old woman.
Visual instant gilfification?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Psyker, you amongst any of us read the loudest. Come here.
Okay, I'm not really sure how we're gonna hide this, and he like points towards his like sanctification like markings. But I'm trusting you on this. And he like sits down and let them just go to work.
I have a deft hand and sharp eyes. This is just a temporary measure, but it will do what we need in the moment. As he starts applying the paintbrush across your face, across the symbols that soon fade. Equally dark-skinned as compared to Drake. There we go. And he brings the mirror around to show you what has become of you.
I guess we can't really do much else here. It will do. And he nods and goes back to the this one of the chairs to wait for more of like the fine planning stuff to be done.
And Og, I have for you this. And he looks around the room, finds a pillowcase, converts it, takes out the stuffing, and coats it within like some kind of black ink. He then applies some kind of paste upon which he stuffs this makeshift wig and puts it upon your head.
Oh, I'm beautiful. Thank you,
Try not
sir.
to get any water upon it. This is very, very much so a temporary measure.
I was just gonna suggest I put my helmet on, sir, but yeah, this is better.
Many measures.
And you'll see Morgan talking to what he called Maurice on her shoulder, and the raven will look at Og and go squawk, squawk, squawk about 4 times, but you can just barely make out, or it sort of sounds a bit like laughter. As it
Og
bounces
is
up and
scared and then angry at the bird as he kind of shrinks away from it. Going to grab his ripper gun and putting it on his back.
Very good. Remember, Acolytes, the name of the game is subtlety. Any kind of divergence from this, unless forced to, will be met with great torment from my hands personally. And Sam turns around, leads the way over to the cloister.
One last thing,
There
sir.
is nothing you can do that will torture me more than the knowledge of not following the law.
You want? Should I shut down Vox communications, sir?
he's left Og.
Not
Oh,
the.
he's gone. Oh,
I
good.
think that's the best idea that you've ever had. For now, do so.
Okay.
Schedule
Og
check-ins every
takes
2
out
hours.
this huge fucking Imperial Guard issue Vox scrambler, puts it on his back, and flips the switch. A kilometer around Og, no Vox.
And
All right,
Sam
ready to
starts
go,
double
sir.
timing it over to the cloister.
Alright. You walk down the stairs. You're met by one of the caretakers of the Hall of Custodial Grace. He meets you in the stairs and looks at you. Oh, off to another adventure, I see. I hope it's nothing dangerous, and I will see you tonight. As you rush past him, fully armed, he smiles in a strange contrast to your seriousness. The groaning brass gate, the hall opens. A small garden that you walk past has a scent of incense and old oil fades. It is quickly replaced by cold wind and a slight tang of little smell of wet dirt. The plaza outside is wide. You will see thick cobblestone tiles wet with the drizzle, as it is raining very slightly. And as you look over to the right, you see towering spires, these sunburst archangels that are on all of the cathedrals, each saint frozen in the midst of some heroic act. It is all illuminated by the deep orange sky. As you begin walking, you will see pilgrims shuffling between prayer shrines, some fountains, their heads bowed beneath soaked hoods as they cast glances in your direction. You will see a firebrand preacher standing on a rusted platform. Some of the Ardenti zealots around him are wearing ceremonial armor. You can hear his voice yelling through the wind. "The false ones walk among us, marked by doubt, cloaked in honest lies. Faith alone will reveal the righteous." As you walk past the elevated platform, some of the zealots scour over in your direction. You can see their scowls under their hoods, extremely suspicious glances in your direction. You can see in the distance people being carried out of the Chamber of Purity, dragged by their collars. The streets are relatively empty. And you can hear a bell tower. A line of penitent soldiers lined up in the horizon.
Unperturbed by this, Drake ensures that the group, upon entering this area, walks at a much more slow pace, a considerate one, and ensures that everybody following walks at the similar contemplative pace. He mutters to himself as he works this rosary on his right wrist, and upon viewing the first person that he passes, he does a small chant, trying to ingratiate and integrate himself amongst the peoples here. He wants to ensure that he comes off as another of the zealots.
Castillo will recommend irregular pacing, intermittent with pausing for those that get too far ahead.
And now we can go out of character for a moment while you walk across the plaza. And we can just talk out of character and you can do what you want. Or in character, it's your choice.
Okay, so Morgan would have distanced herself within proximity, but away from the rest of the group.
Hog is following Morgan.
Yeah.
That's not really what I meant.
Castillo, as an Arbites, has got the biggest stink eye possible and an incredible amount of scrutiny. So anyone that looks at Castillo like he might be an infiltrator, he looks back at them with 10, 20 times more further.
Awesome.
No one can beat my suspicion.
Alric is just trying to fit in and not draw any type of attention at the moment.
If Og picks up that Morgan doesn't want him near her right now, he will just try to act as natural as possible, sort of try to fade back into the woodwork like his time in the guard.
I can just imagine an Ogren walking behind an old woman, and the old woman just like slightly shuffling faster forward every time.
Yeah.
Having not seen that Og has tried to make himself look into the woodwork, Morgan will be sitting there going, "Oh, look look, isn't that a pretty one? Isn't that a pretty one, Delia? And then just turns around and Og's gone. And she's just sort of, trying to look as daughtery old woman as possible.
Yeah, Alaric like gently grabs that. Come on, Grandma, we need to get going.
I'm sure I had an Ogren here.
I'm sure he's here somewhere. And he like pretends to look around for Og. To like keep the charade up, basically. And it's pretty quiet.
Wonderful. We're all very stealthy.
Yeah. So Nova probably separate herself a bit from the group. That's a line of people walking to be kind of suspicious.
Yeah, we're
Spread out a
moving
bit.
at irregular paces, or at least we should be.
Yeah, should probably like towards the edge of the crowd.
I wonder if Og can be made to actually literally stand right next to Nova.
As you walk, the rain drizzling down on you, zealots looking over in suspicion. None seem to look through your disguises.
I look back
You move
at
across the
all
square,
suspicion.
leaving the basilica behind. The rain picks up. There are these sharp, needle-like drops that hiss against your armor and robes. You will see an old, battered structure of grey ferrocrete. It is burnt in some places. Huge arches, icons. You'll see some travelers outside in dust cloaks. Refugees outside kneeling at fire barrels. Sisters of the cloth, bandaging feet. And outside you see an old man with a cart of wax and candles. People walk by and it drips, little drops from one of the candles on their medallions or religious icons. And you hear the distant sobbing of a woman somewhere. As you walk closer, you just hear coughing and unease. The doors are open.
Alert gets ready for potential ambush, but he's like, yeah, he's gonna slowly move towards the sound.
Oregon's going to slowly move her way up towards the entrance, going, I'm sure my quarters were about here somewhere.
Nice. You'll open the door and it is pretty dark inside.
Hello? Hello? I don't think these are my quarters.
Castillo will go behind the old woman.
You there? What are you doing here?
People shy away as you approach. The door will groan shut behind you, sealing you inside this plaza's grey light, there is a warm, comforting air, heavy with a scent of incense and wet robes. It is massive. The ceiling is tall, and you will see these stone arches overhead, darkened by smoke. Tons of candles everywhere, illuminating the faces of the penitent travelers. Hive migrants, miners, wrapped in patchwork. You'll see some of them shivering, and some of them are in confessional booths.
Again, Og is just trying to skirt along as casually as possible.
Morgan's gonna go as far forward as she can to take a seat in one of the pews.
Is it?
And is basically going to have, basically just going to scan the area. See if there's anything noticeable.
Awesome.
Ulrich is gonna stick with the main group, since it's like he's also like acting like as a faithful like believer and keeping his head down and hands in a.
We can go back to role-playing first person. As time is moving, you see people react to your entry. You will hear a sudden chime ring throughout the transept. A distorted vox voice comes through. There are these ceiling grills crackling to life, and you can hear Horus's voice, very distant, but it's definitely him.
Can we make out what he's saying at all?
Seems to be a long prayer that's just going on and on and on. It's been probably going on for a long time. All day. You recognize some verses and is about midway into them. It will take hours to recite.
Are we able to make out the gist of what it's saying? If there's any kind of subliminal text in between?
Excellent. Do a common lore ecclesiarchy at -10.
And I have a 10, 30. Okay. Oh, that's not good. I'll use a fate point for this.
Looks like you got 7 degrees of success.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's real good.
Oh,
That's real
strange. Yeah, I
You got
rolled
10.
100 on my screen.
That was super good.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely not it.
You
Yeah.
pick up subtext of radicalization. This is someone beginning to rile people up. The people here are completely hypnotized by Horus's voice, and his language and verses are beginning to heat up more and more. One of the sentences you overhear are, "In the coming watches, the sanctum shall be made pure. Strangers and shallowed souls among you will be tried, not by man, but by flame and smoke and silence." You can see people looking up at the Vox grill in fear. Pray now! Kneel! And if your hearts are clean, remain where you are.
Only Sam.
Drake leans into Morrigan's side and says, he seems to be relaying some kind of subtextual information, something in regards to... that's a disturbing word that he used.
You will see a little boy next to you, who sort of looks up. You can hear him whisper, "Mama, what does he mean? What's going to happen?"
Oh, nothing. We were just trying to discern further meaning from what he is saying. There seems to be some sort of specific verse that he's referencing.
He was talking to his
never
mom.
Mind yourself.
He was talking to his mom, who was standing next to him. But as you begin to speak, he looks up at you in total fear and horror. She walks over and grips his hand as he gets up from the bench. They walk away. You can see a scribe ahead of you locking his ledger drawer and silently beginning to pack up. You sense a general unease in the room.
So, are we dropping this charade?
I'll say we try a little longer. We might get in closer to the target.
Unease is better than revealing completely who we are. I think that we can still turn this around here. Ideas as far as being able to ingratiate ourselves with this sword, and
May come and pretend that we have information on people attempting to cause problems, and request that the information that we give must be to at least someone of importance, just in case of leaks.
very good. And Drake walks up to... Is there a pulpit nearby?
Oh, yes.
Drake walks up to the pulpit, looks out into the crowd.
When
Go
Drake
ahead.
starts walking up to the pulpit, Og, off in like a far corner of the room, probably goes onto his back, hits the huge lock scrambler again, and it just shuts. And within a kilometer of Og, wireless Voxes just stop working. It's just static and horrible noise.
Very smart.
You will hear a crackling of your microbead. Sasha, someone is trying to reach you. Or rather, Sam.
He stops midway, takes a seat on one of the on a nearby bench, and leans into his Vox, trying to disguise the fact that he's listening to something on a device. His hood is up, and he listens in.
It's Olivaren. I've made it to the vestry tier. Guards posted. Not standard pattern. It smells like lye and blood. Something is wrong. There's no sign of Rexon yet. No sign of the prisoners. You will
Sam
hear
switches
a
chair.
low click of a door opening, and then silence.
Sam puts hand in hand, as though in a prayer, and changes channels very subtly. I fear that we may have been discovered, he says, over the channel for the rest of the warband.
You will
Must
hear
move.
from Olivarian's channel a gasp. I see. Empress Mercy. He's here. He's breathing. Beaten but not dead. I can move him. Quietly. There are no gods.
Sam switches back. Restrain yourself. This is most certainly a trap. Continue on your way. Do no such thing.
He needs help. He's bleeding.
And he shall bleed more before we arrive. But arrive we shall. And Sam gets
Yes.
up
Yes.
from the bench.
I hear you. I hear you. You can hear him begin to silently sort of tiptoe away, closing the door behind him. The microbeat crackles. You can hear him breathing heavily. I found them.
Where are you?
Underground in the prison cells.
Stay there and let us know if there are any developments. I will bring the rest. And we'll be
Horus
there
enforcers.
immediately.
They're patrolling. I can get out.
Stay there. Stay where you are, outside of sight or sound.
You will hear the microbeat crackling again, and then it goes silent.
Ogg's microbead will, like the channel that Ogg uses, will pipe up. Right, sir, the Vox is jammed. They can't communicate now.
I might suspect something is up then.
How is that possible?
No, he's being jammed by one
Tiger.
of you.
Yeah, but we're jamming.
No.
I think one of you
How
has
is-
a scrambler active.
Ogg turned on a scrambler.
Yeah, so it's you
Yeah, he
guys who
said
are
that-
scrambling, just to not cause confusion from your own actions. You guys are scrambling, Vox.
Ogg asked if you wanted the Vox to be scrambled. You said it was the one good idea he's had, so he turned it on.
Eric also kneels down and pretends to pray. What's the plan here?
If that was not through the Vox, then surely it was some sort of transmission by a psyker. And if that is the case, then surely we have already been discovered. Better that we know that we are walking into a trap than go into a trap unknowing.
I agree, but we don't know how many guards they might send out after us. And I'd rather not face us instead of battle. They are quite vicious.
Sam growls. Ugh. Do we know the layout? Do we have any blueprints as to better enter the prison where they have been taken?
Oh no,
Well,
but I can try and get
we knew-
down of the area.
We know there's catacombs beneath here, so if it's like many other planets, they're all connected.
Very good. Then we take the catacombs.
You intend to use the elevator? Question.
I would like
New
to-
players, you wouldn't know about this. Are you taking the elevator?
I think it's out of commission.
Are you going in the same place?
But we can make it
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, we could.
Alright.
Yeah.
Please roll a d100.
No, the machine spirit, please.
67.
Several Ardenti zealots pass by you as you approach them. One of them turns around as you bump into him. Hey! You! I recognize you. I've seen you before. Turn around so I can see your face.
Who's he talking to?
You have not seen us before. And he like waves his hand to make him forget. That he-
No, I recognize him. Brothers. Brothers. His voice echoes through the hall.
Who's he pointing at?
Sam jumps at this zealot and tries to silence him. Jumps behind him, covers his mouth,
Sam?
tries to drag him, or Sam, not Sam, Drake, tries to jump out and silence this person, dragging him into a quiet room.
Alright. Please do a stealth test for me, or a or an agility test. And you can do either with a +10. It is dark.
So I have the like time. I wanna cast erasure to like make him forget they ever saw us.
Not yet.
Sam, describe what happens.
Sam immediately takes one of them from behind, grabs his mouth, covers it, and in the struggle, he kicks. He also punches him in the liver, and he drags him, his limp form, into the shadows and attempts to snap his neck.
You succeed at everything leading up to snapping his neck, and you can do a melee attack.
The attack. Is that just strength, ballistics, or weapon skill? Oh, that's not good. Okay. Well, good luck. Oh.
Oh my
Damn,
god.
okay.
Sam just freaking nailing it. Something made you kick into gear, Sam. And you like, they don't even see you're gone before they see you leaning up against the wall, holding this guy by the neck, one hand wrapped around his head, and you just like tilt him around the corner, and there's a sudden movement. The rest of you will just see his legs. They're like bent backwards as you hear this, and then suddenly you just hear, and then he just falls to the ground. His legs turn stiff. Struggles for a couple of seconds behind the wall.
All that you can see is a boot peering out from beneath the shadows, twitching every few seconds.
I'm going to kick the boot into the shadows.
You make it all the way to the elevator. The Chamber of Verified Miracles. Sorry, the Immolation Archive. It is a fireproofed vault containing burned devotional materials that survived the holy purges. Prayers denied canonization, text with doctrinal inconsistencies, and items that once failed purity tests. A pair of soot-covered archivists can be seen outside. As you approach the doors, Sam runs to catch up with you. The body left in a dark room. You enter and smell incense, burning candles flickering, and old banners on the walls. The bookshelf has been turned back into its place, but you know that the elevator is behind it. This is where you access the crypts.
Smells like home in a way. Usually had small shrines on Upton where I come from. Nothing this fancy.
Well, let's hope we're right this time. Og, if you wouldn't mind moving that out of the way, please. As she points
Get
to...
into that as well. Might do some good.
Also, Og will go over to the bookshelf and just try to rip it off. If it's a door, presumably?
No, it's just a bookshelf.
Just a bookshelf? I will. Og is going to try to move this thing the way he is instructed to move it.
Alric also tries to help. Like,
Samuel, is stealth still the provocative?
You break the seal and override the service-locked door. A hiss of ancient air rolls over you. The bookshelf is easily moved.
Og just kind of leans it against another of the bookshelves, trying to keep as many of the books inside, and then just stands at the ready.
impressive work there, Ogrin. I must say, I'm impressed.
So, do we know if the elevator is working? Nova, I believe this is your ballpark.
As you hail the elevator, it begins to screech. You have to use a hand crank to get it the last few meters. Then the metal gate opens.
That's a sure way to get people to notice us, if nothing else. Can't they bloody oil these things now and then? And
He touched the point. So it's loud.
Alright, walks in. Well, we're not gonna get anywhere by us standing here.
Nope, let's go.
Alrighty. You all get in the elevator and it begins to go
Sam
down.
is
You will
Sam
hear the
will be back.
screeching of the elevator as it turns dark, pitch black. The moisture beads on stone etched with forgotten canticles. Somewhere deep below, you can hear a metal door slamming and the echoes reverberating. The elevator stops. Metal gate opens. You will see an old crypt in front of you.
I don't think we're going to be quiet anymore. As Og pulls out his Ripper gun and makes sure it's loaded.
Test, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep. Just wanted to check.
We're not going to be quiet anymore, right, sir?
Hopefully. But probably not. Anyway, down along the corridor, down the steps. Come on, gentlemen, chop chop.
Open up these tunnels again.
Yep, Og begins marching down the corridor.
You will see an arched stone pillar, and then one more, and then one more. It leads endlessly into a dusty crypto, barely lit, with collapsed archways and heavy stone coffins stacked against the walls. A huge hallway leads to the burial vault. You've been here before. This is where the initial witnesses of Saint Valerius, his first disciples, are buried.
I'll go turn on its tactical light.
Other, like, if flinches, keep that bloody light down a bit. I got photo sensors, photo contacts. It's bloody hot when you did that.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, you go first. We'll follow.
You.
And what do you call it? We're just gonna head down to the second level.
You continue walking. You've been here before, and you recognize the carved figure that looks like a Necron in the pre-imperial fresco. It lights up, shadows dancing around as the light source hits it. Faint inscriptions in honor of Saint Valerius' disciples. One of the tombs have been opened.
Sam examines this fresco and tries to discern its meaning.
As
You can-
Morgan just sighs, walks past, remembering the ceremonial bolt pistol behind it.
Yes. Indeed. One of the tombs hides a ceremonial bolt pistol, which I believe you have taken.
Just, what's the...
Well, she put it back, but she's just recovered it.
Just, what's the law on grabbing relics and artifacts from a tomb here in the Imperium? Because I'm not very well versed in the laws.
I think your mic is a little bit low. He struggles to hear you.
I'm like still living with my parents, so I have to be.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, see if you can turn it up or maybe speak directly into it or something. But yeah. So, as you continue walking, you can do a perception -10 test to look at the inscriptions. Sam, you wanted to study them.
Okay.
Terrible dice roll.
I don't think I have anything.
Delio will go from level 9 vigilance to level 11 vigilance.
Would this be some kind of scholastic
Awesome.
lore, or would it be pure perception?
Pure perception.
Okay.
As you become more and more vigilant, you will notice something disturbing. You can do a forbidden lore Xenos test. Vigilo. Alaric.
I actually don't have Forbidden or Xenos.
Then you can't. I meant you, Castello, actually. Blitz.
Alright. Well, I have a forbiddance, but it's empty. We never really got to see what my forbiddance would be. I guess Xenolaw, do I just put it in now?
If you don't have it, you can't roll, unfortunately.
Oh, I have one tick in it. It's just nothing's written down for forbidden law. It's just kind of an empty thing, but one tick.
Oh, forbidden, sorry. We'll do it later. Alright, guys. What do you do?
Castillo, what's the law on taking relics and artifacts from a crypt? I don't really feel that good about it.
Oh,
Is that
it's
really important
illegal.
right now?
Yeah, it's against the law.
Aren't we trying to save someone who's dying?
Yeah. It's not... If you ask me, I don't think I need to roll a common law. I'm just gonna tell you,
You cannot steal from the dead. Unless if it is important to the Inquisitional body.
At which point you'll see Morgan coming out from behind the thing, putting the bolt pistol into the waistband of her back, going, "It's important."
Then it is not under normal law jurisdiction.
I mean, technically, the Inquisition, are above the law.
You are above tier 3 law, not tier 4 or 5. This
Og is just gonna walk down the corridor.
Yeah, Morgan's just gonna follow.
Og has to go save a guy. That's all he knows right now, so I'm just gonna go. I don't even know where I'm going, but I'm walking down the corridor.
Nice.
You'll feel Morgan tapping on the shoulder and go, "No, it's over there."
Okay. Yeah.
What's the delay? Double time it.
Sam, as you pass the inscriptions, you don't know exactly what they mean, but you do notice the word Valerius. You begin to make your way further in to the sealed tomb. Multiple sarcophagi line the walls. A low mist clings to the floor. Some vaults are sealed, and you walk hundreds of meters. Some are broken open. One has collapsed inward, revealing a tunnel beneath.
I don't like the fact that there is a bit of
There is very little air, and all of you need to do a toughness test. If you have a rebreather, you can do a tech use test after a certain amount of time to clean your filter.
Og will just take off his wig, put down his power armor helmet, and turn it on.
Nice.
I have rebreathers, so
If you don't have a rebreather, do a toughness test.
Yeah, I've got a respirator.
Castillo will stay near Sam for purposes of bodyguard.
So I don't like the fact that there are so many open crypts.
Why, you scared?
No, I don't just like the idea of facing on Nurglights or other demons.
We are
Demons?
not facing demons. We are facing Xenos.
I think he's scared of the metal men. Don't be a coward.
Under any circumstance, it matters not. We purge.
Yeah, let's just continue on and get this job done with. The sooner the better. For wasting time anyways by me babbling away.
Okay, so we're moving on.
You two still have to do toughness checks, though.
I have a rebreather, so
I have a respirator, a rebreather, respirator, whatever.
He said when you have a rebreather, you do a techno test instead of
After a certain amount of time. I will let
yeah,
you
and
know.
I don't
Yeah.
have that trained, so yes, they are.
Hell yeah.
I will let you know.
Yeah.
Alright. So you step through a reinforced arch into the vaulted hall. You will see these stacked sarcophagi, and the walls are inscribed with faded repentance texts in High Gothic. Your helmet lights and whatever else lights up this cloudy, very heavy dust that just lingers in the air. It's like a horror movie footage. As you look around, there's just crypts, stone walls. The temperature drops significantly. The air is cold and extremely dry. It's like it's been sealed forever. You make your way onward. You will see some broken vaults and a tunnel beneath it. You've been there before, so you know that this leads further down.
Morgan's just gonna walk past all the high Gothic scripts because basically all just squiggles to her.
Sam tries to examine some of the high Gothic scripts in between ragged breath.
So,
Awesome.
do we have the time for that?
Sam holds up a single finger to your general direction. And tries to quickly examine what is going on here.
You can do an awareness test -20 or forbidden lore archaeotech. Sam.
Five degrees.
One burial slab bears a mismatched inquisitorial skull, partially scraped away. As you lean down to examine it, it is barely illuminated. You have to turn some kind of light source to it. I assume you have a stab light. You will see a sealed compartment. You pull it open, and you see a memory slate. An old memory slate.
Sam carefully takes away the dust and all the detritus from this memory slate and takes it with him. He tries to double time it kind of blindly, marching forth as he tries to activate this device and plug it into his data slate.
Do a tech use test -10. You do know how to operate archaeotech, and you know how to connect it, but it is a little difficult underground in darkness.
Okay, I don't think I have anything. 6 degrees.
Oh, you
That's really not.
instantly unlock it, and you will see it turn on and rubbing the dust away. You scroll through it quickly. It is a redacta memory slate containing very simple information, probably thought unimportant by whoever left it here. It is locked to a Caius class clearance, unlockable by a person who has been here several times. You can do a no, actually, you're just reading it.
Would cryptology apply to this?
Not needed. You will see a bunch of logs of a caretaker playing a sort of cat and mouse game with what you deduce is a person who's trying to figure out that they're down here and they're not supposed to be here. And you can do a forbidden lore inquisition test.
One degree.
Excellent. This is an Ordo Redactus agent. Their belongings are left down here so that they will not be found out if they're arrested or stopped or tracked by anyone. Logging each day that they explore. They are looking for a vault. There is a text that says projector silence, successful containment, subject breach, probability increasing. Subject breach probability increasing. That is the only thing that is unclear. Other than that, it is a log of discoveries and other things. There is also mention of a data loom. They have seen evidence of a data loom, but they have not found it.
What did you find there?
Not immediately important. And he keeps on moving on. While he keeps on muttering the word Belarius, while covering his mouth with a small handkerchief, coughing in between, the handkerchief proving no relief.
Something doesn't feel right. It's like we keep going in circles here.
You use too much of your brain to think, stupid.
You can attempt to make it further down if you want. With an athletics
Should be
test,
like me.
minus 10.
Don't use your brain.
What kind of check? Minus 10?
Athletics, minus 10. One of the sarcophagi has been broken and there's a hole in the ground leading down into a tunnel. You have to squeeze through the rubble. Other than that, the stairs have been blocked with huge stone boulders. This seems to be the only way down.
Og is just gonna fully jump off the ledge and like do a superhero landing.
Alright, anyone who wants to try, do an athletics minus 10.
And Morg will
I
jump
mean-
off and get caught by Og.
Close.
I do have the talent of catfall.
Oh my god. Og, you make a bigger hole by jumping into it and you hear like you're widening the hole by jumping through it. Your elbows just smash through the sides of the cobblestone and you hear these tiles, several layers of tiles just breaking as Og cracks and shuffles his way sideways. Just every time he moves his elbow you hear something moving and then a rock like being pushed down, you hear it smashing under him. Finally a huge cloud of dust billows up and you are now free to move through this hole without an athletics test.
Okay.
There is even a little mound of dirt that is perfect for climbing, so it is no longer difficult to make your way down.
I got you, Saz.
Good job, big guy.
You are completely covered in dust. Og.
Og is in a fully he's in power armor. He's in a spacesuit right now, technically. Armored spacesuit. He doesn't fucking care.
Eric just flaps his arms like a duck as he's like face planting straight towards the ground. Catch me!
Quick question. When a skill has 4 ticks to it, do I add 20 to the roll?
It should automatically do it.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, I see what I did there.
Yeah, you click the side thing. You
Yeah,
click like athletics and it should
Just
automatically.
if anyone has any other character questions, type it in the channel.
Oh, sure.
In text, yeah. As you slip down through the hole, you will see a cramped and winding catacomb snake through several hundred meters. Some paths lead to nowhere, As you turn your lights on and look around, other paths have caved in. You're surrounded by stacks of skulls.
And Morgan's just going to follow the footsteps of before and carry on.
That's ominous.
Og is directly behind Morgan.
Anyone leading the way can do a navigate surface test. Add minus 20.
Oh, sh-
bothered by the skulls in this tomb.
Why? It's pretty standard tomb.
Yeah, but doesn't usually skulls lie in crypts or graves or stuff like that, and not usually in the open.
Success with 1 on the navigate surface.
As you lead the party, you remember going in circles here the last time you were here. You trace your position, taking care to place objects along the way to remember where to walk.
Sorry, that was the operate surface.
We'll run with it, it's fine. You will see an exit, and you spare the rest of the group a lot of fatigue, leading them through archway after archway. All of you will see some very interesting things here. Faint markings on the wall. As you read them, it's pretty clear that these are Eldar runes. There are also some warp residue on some of the sections. And as you move through these arches, you can do a willpower test. Sorry, no. You now come away from this hazard, Aaron. You know that this is here because you encountered this last time. Instead, you can attempt athletics tests to shift rubble away.
Just let me do this.
Yeah, as you make your way down.
I've got it, sirs. I've got it.
Eldari scum. And he basically spits on the ground. Desecrating an imperial world. Desecrating imperial relics. I'll have their heads.
You get an inspiration point. You can do a linguistics Eldari test. I don't think you have it. So, in a cool, amazing way, how exactly you make it through this very narrow path where you have to move a bunch of rocks, all dirt. What happens?
Oh, Og has a huge fuck-off slab shield that he uses to deflect melee combatants, which was his role in the guard. Was he was a breacher, basically. So he went in first and took a bunch of damage for his comrades, other Ogrins. So he just takes this shield and basically uses it as a shovel to just throw huge amounts of debris and dirt, stones. If there's any big rocks, he just fully rips it out of the wall and throws it off to the side, probably destroying a pillar that's off to the side. Not important, but just there's a general direction of where all this dirt is going, and it's just covering that side of the room.
Amazing.
As it's just like a machine going through that hole.
Og, the absolute man.
Unit. You make it all the way down the catacombs to an abandoned mining shaft. The area predates the basilica and was probably part of an original quarry. A series of ledges drop into darkness. In the distance, you can see chains and wires, as well as some old cogs and a symbol of the Mechanicus. deep down, about 100 meters down, and there's a ledge, and it seems like there's no way down except descending down this very hazardous ledge. You remember from before, Morrigan, and you will make the others aware. And I think you as well, Noah, were there?
Yeah, no, I think Nova was, yeah.
You remember that behind one of the walls there's an old hand-cranked elevator, and you make people aware of that.
You want me to operate that, sir? As Og turns to Sam, or Drake, sorry.
Do so. We must get out of here immediately. This detritus in my lungs is starting to build, and and he's the first one on this elevator.
All right. Og will go over to the hand crank.
Do a strength test, -20.
So, with unnatural strength, that is just a 0, right? I have a natural strength 2. I believe that's how it works. 7 degrees of success.
Yeah, describe what happens. Whenever you guys roll something, sorry, I just need to say this. Whenever you guys roll something, just go right in and just describe whatever, go on and just describe.
Yeah. Og starts walking over, he cracks his knuckles of his power armor. It's just horrible metal scraping sound as he puts both hands on the crank, and he waits for everybody to get on the elevator.
The door
and once
hisses.
Everybody's on,
yeah,
just as fast as ogrenly possible. Just this horrible, whirring sound. Just do. Og doesn't care he's making any noise. He wasn't asked to be silent about it, so he's just pure efficiency, as strong and as hard as he can.
It's like this horrible rusted. It's like heavy screeching, the most intense sound you've ever heard. If you try to cover your ears, it doesn't help at all. It's pure vibration. The entire elevator is vibrating with this loud, metallic, horrible crunching sound. The metal is literally being broken off and filed down as he's cranking this device again and again and again, and you slowly, very slowly yank your way down 10 centimeters at a time until he just picks up the pace, and you will finally hear this as the elevator picks up pace.
Are we sure we want to leave our Ogren down there?
You're all in the elevator as you land at the bottom, and you hear a loud thud. The door hisses open again with the sound of your held breaths finally exhaled. There is a huge chamber in front of you. You will see towering stacks. Once you walk out of the elevator, you see an old, ancient cogitator towering up in front of you, built into the mountain. Several stacks of these blackened cogitators, rusted data spires, and fiber optic veins. Some of them stretched between these suspended relay nodes overhead. There is an ancient presence in the air. If anyone is of a mechanicus background, I don't think you.
No, I don't.
No.
I do speak Technolingua.
Okay. Do a Technolingua test at +10.
10.
While they're doing that, Og takes his grapple and line, ties it to the heaviest looking object basically there, and I just start grappling down the chasm.
Nice.
30, 40. 2 degrees.
Excellent.
3 degrees.
There is a noospheric interface, very subtly beeping in the background. You hear like a very distant beeping. The central column is emanating this sound. It is wrapped in prayer strips and warning seals, some of which have burned away. You're about 50 meters away from these huge cogitators. There seems to be some kind of interface on one of the columns.
Anyone good with techno stuff? I'm pretty bad with it.
Another huge crash as Og lands on the ground in his power armor. Alright guys, I'm here.
Holy Emperor Christ! You scared me half to death there!
Sorry.
I mean, I'm trained in it, no, I'm not the best.
And at least that's better than me.
I could try to talk to it.
Yeah, I don't really think punching the thing would help.
This is not your area of expertise, big guy.
Okay.
She'll try and operate the cogitator.
Morgan's just sitting, having a look around at the moment.
Your first... Sorry.
Sam holds out an extended arm and points at some of the warning symbols and prayer strips. Be very careful. We don't know what this device does, nor what these warning symbols allude to. And come with me. And Sam walks up to this this huge behemoth of a cogitator. Carefully inspects it.
You will see a
Turn-
thick bundle of wires extending from a deep chasm below. It seems to have been there for centuries, but is masterfully crafted. This, you immediately recognize, was a massive operation for the Mechanicus. They have been working here for years and years and years. Some rust have fused some of the components together, but it looks like it still has a power source. Glowing across the far wall, you'll see a single incomplete rosette sigil, the symbol of the Ordo Redacta, corrupted and fractured. The air is very warm, and there's a wave of heat that seems to be coming from the hole where the wires are coming out of. A dull chime pulses, and you can, those of you who have been around data loops before can feel the presence of a massive machine spirit. As you begin to interact with it, you can do a take use test. -10.
-10, okay.
You can also do a Forbidden Lore Archaeotech, if you want.
Og is going to find a slightly elevated surface to be on overwatch for the entire group with his huge Ripper gun. Just have it out, aiming at anything in the shadows that tries to jump out, because I think the Eldar ruins were noticeable for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Og remembers the fucking jumpy boy that he caught, the assassin that killed that one priest, and is prepared to shoot.
Awesome.
9 degrees Archaeotech.
For tech use.
Sam, your expert knowledge, you remember back to the manual for how these data looms are built. You're intimately familiar with them. You safely access the dormant databanks and immediately begin looking at surveillance logs. It shows a long history. One of the names that immediately pops up is Ahoud Machine, who you remember, Machine. Resisting interrogation. This is pretty recent. He seems to be clearly aware of the vault's psychic design and is shouting that they see Juno's signal. You can do a scrutiny test.
Five degrees.
There is a schematic fragment showing a sealed shaft from this room that leads to the vault under the basilica. It is marked prison in High Gothic. There is also a log that seems to have been scratched. One of the, or erased rather. One of the things you can try to do is extract some of the dormant data. There's little fragments that never get deleted, just lingering in the machine. You can attempt a security test at -30.
I got it working, but I'm not. Yeah. It's the best at accessing information. God damn.
5 degrees.
There is a mention of a redacta command to Caius, to terminate Project Silencer. The witnesses have been compromised. The noosphere begins to stir, and you feel this intense presence. And immediately the screen begins to form strange artifacts, shapes, little twists. It looks like the screen is cracking at first. Then these strange glitches appear in the machine, corrupted data.
Sam tries to stymie the flow of the corruption and tries to freeze it in its place.
Please roll a... you can roll a tech use test. -30.
Seven degrees.
You
So Sam starts clacking away at the interface, pressing various symbols, and in order to stymie some of the flow, he also connects some of the cables together. With a crack goes some of the cables.
You prevent it from killing you. There was a surge that would have gone through the machine and electrocuted you. As you press the last punch card and you pull the last lever, you hear this whoosh, as this little surge of electricity just flushes over the interface. The machine then goes silent, as if testing you and you passing the tests. You sense something strange from this machine. You can do a Sinitians test, Morgan.
Just get success with 8 additional.
There is a conscious presence from the machine. Another
Yes,
living
okay.
being. Another consciousness emerges suddenly.
She's taking a step forward and taking her glove off. Basically what he called her entire, she's just back to normal now, and she actually goes and says, Sam, Nova, there's another, that thing's alive, and I don't mean machine spirit alive, I mean alive.
You will feel a psychic presence, very similar to ones that you feel that are extra-dimensional or warp-like.
He's gonna see if he can actually peer into it to see if it's demonic or Xenos in nature.
It is not demonic or Xenos. The old terminal is still running, and you will see.
I would suggest getting as much information from this before it gets mad. It's been asleep a long time.
Is it possible to speak to it directly, or will I have to interface with it further?
I would probably suggest trying to interface with it further first. Maybe we feel more comfortable on its own turf, as it were.
Understood, Morgan. And Sam turns around, looks at Castillo, looks at Og. In case something goes awry, pull me away from this arcade attack.
You can do a logic test at -10. There are a bunch of fragmentary data logs, each referencing various texts. The machine now has shifted from being an open record to you, and instead seems to be communicating. The screen shifts and changes as you talk. You immediately discern that there is some voice input somewhere, and that it has heard, or something has heard or understood what you said, and it is shifting the text each time you speak.
10 degrees of success.
Just before that, Og will fall in line and be prepared to rip Sam away from the computer if it does anything weird.
Awesome.
Does the same thing.
Awesome. Any of you can do an awareness test while we do this. There are references to metal tombs and silver warriors. Those are the things that stick out to you. And you can do a security test -30.
Morgan, with the aid of Maurice, gets success with 5 additional on the awareness.
Awesome.
Og
There's-
is hyper-focused on the task that he was given by Sam.
Next to the cogitator, there's a tripwire sensor left by a previous explorer. You just see the little shimmering of light as your light goes across it.
Flat success on security.
This is a device.
Roderick isn't really focused.
Or no,
This is a
what
device with 2 levers, one on either side, and you need 2 people to pull the lever at the exact same time. If you fail, the machine will shut down for a long time. If you succeed, it will activate the archives, unlocking all of its knowledge. This is a safety measure installed by its creator. It communicates this with these deep hums. And in the hums, you will discern these little technolingua codes that communicate this to you?
Sam looks at this security measure and discerns that it's possible to bypass it entirely by connecting 2 other cables together, such that when a singular lever is pulled, that it's possible to route it so that the signal comes through one and interprets it as both at the same time.
Awesome. You can to pull this off correctly, do an agility test, flat.
Before he does that, Morgan's going to actually sort of go basically up to it, look at it, look Sam directly in the eyes, and with a rather worried look in her face, Sam, are you sure that you want to do this? There is a possibility that thing, entity, whatever, has been cut off from those archives for a reason.
I think that whatever we find here may be of great value to our ultimate mission.
Sam og Nova, you get an inspiration point.
And at this point, we have nothing to lose.
I fear we have more to lose than you actually think.
Sam gives you another piercing look. And
at this
goes
point,
ahead and tries to connect the cables.
At this exact moment, when you begin to connect the cables, you will hear a loud thud. And then someone shouting is coming from at least 2 floors above you. Something is happening up there. As you connect it, do the agility tests.
Failure with 3.
A latent abominable intelligence has been deactivated, but the code begins to awaken. As you interact with it, you will see the screen begin to flicker. More and more of these hums go louder and louder. A malfunctioning seems to have occurred. Something dormant has awakened. And there is a power surge underground. You can hear literally like this bzzz, these zaps in hundreds of thousands of places underneath you. Just crackles again and again and whoosh, just goes across the ground. And you hear it go deeper and deeper and deeper, and the crackling goes and goes and goes and goes. And you just hear these waves. Whoosh.
At which point, Mark going to turn to Sam and go, which point of Necrons did you not understand?
Sam grits his teeth and we need an alternative here.
A bunch of
he's going to-
text will begin to appear on the screen, sorry, and you will hear this deep humming again. And you can again do a technical lingua test at -10.
Eight degrees.
You understand every word. It is saying that it has been assigned to guard an ancient tomb. Its purpose is now superfluous. It understands that. It is learning. You unlocked It is now awake and aware. It is inquiring about who you are and why you are here.
Sam looks around, the voice blaring at him, and he's going to speak back in Technolingua. We are acolytes of the Inquisition, and we are here to gather as much information as possible to accomplish our terminal mission. The information that you have buried within may prove to have great use to us.
Morgan is just completely silent and still as she throws up every mental barrier that she can remember from any second of her training.
When Morgan says, "Don't you fool! Don't you remember we were talking about Necrons?" Og will immediately take out his hammer and begin to be ready, because Og's fought Necrons before. He knows that they can just appear sometimes.
You will hear a loud, wide hum. Don't be afraid. They sleep. You will see the noospheric spire flickering with a pale gold light.
Sam translates this.
There's a smoke in the air, sort of lingering around the machine as the heat picks up, and a voice rises. Redactor Caius code fraction. Terminal status unstable. Memory integrity 47%. Eldar Nexus. Human psychic interface. Anomaly containment failure. Project silencer. Detached. Vault integrity compromised. Observation threshold breached. Do not descend without psi nullification. A distortion can be heard, like the loom is whispering to itself. Witness patterns persist. There is an entry, very simple entry, now appearing on the interface. You see entries for the Basilica, for the prison, and the Ardenti structure, and for the vault. It seems like you can access them, and it's giving you a simple interface to do so.
The Basilica is of interest in the prison.
Sam relays his knowledge to the others and simply enters Basilica.
There is a log of a subject machine escaping secondary holding. He has entered sub-level 4 and he is escaping. They're searching for him. He is alive and he is running somewhere. You discern that he may be drawn to something psychically. There were psychic events that happened around his cell. There's also a note on the vault under the Basilica, under the mandate silencer. There is a neural burial and a bunch of redacted texts. Xenoform stasis. This is a tomb used by the redactor to suppress something else. The Necron stasis tomb is still intact. Nothing has awakened, but there are entries here from from a counselor, Thort. He is inquiring with this data loom. He has sent agents to inquire through the Inquisition about alternative ways to continue the stasis. But there is something else being suppressed. And there was some kind of schism around the time when the Ordo Redactus operated here. The Abominable Intelligence will communicate that it wants something from human psychers. It wants to learn. It wants to escape its confinement. It reached out to Juno and Ahud and others. It believes that this place is not being watched carefully enough. It cannot be the sole guardian. There is also a mention of a sealed access way to the prison and to the vault under the basilica. You get a full schematic that you can take with you, outlaying the entire underground under the basilica.
Sam plugs his data slate into something that approximates an interface to this Archaeotech device and attempts to upload the information from it to his data slate.
Excellent. You again see these inquisitorial code fragments, and you will see a couple of entries. There seems to be some kind of have been some kind of drama around a Caius and a key, and the escape of Ahud, of course.
Morgan's going to come up with her notebook open and say, ask it about something called a shard.
It immediately responds to you saying that, Morgan, and the deep hums that you interpret, Sam. It is telling you that there are ancient keys used by the counselors. They made a pact with them internally to access a secret chamber. At the Pellucid Tower. The Pellucid Tower is a remote location at the other side of the planet, where the prefect rules from, and where the seat of power is in the entire sector. These fragments are held, one by each of the senior members of the council, and all of them brought together, opens this chamber. This is where the counselors operate their deepest schemes on the deepest level. These are held separately and guarded very carefully.
I'm going to assume that Sam relays this back to Morgan, and she's going to say, which four were original owners?
It says that they have been fought over. There is an internal battle in the council. And right now, Thort, you confirm through other evidence that you found, just comparing the description of the tablets that are described here with what you've heard before. Thort has one of the tablets. The three others belong to some other counselors. And this is the ancient pact that they have been speaking of.
Sam realizes that they've used quite a bit of time here. And so he turns to Og and Castillo, and as well as Alaric, and he says, "You three," and he points to each of you. Head up to the Basilica as soon as possible. Morgan and I will inquire further of this machine, but there is indeed a more immediate mission to which we need to attend. You three, scout ahead. Do what you need to be done at your own purview. But Morgan and I will stay here a little while longer, try to discern anything else that we can. This may run deeper than we think.
The final hum reads, "If you descend unbound, your shapes will not return the same. The pact must be rewrought. One of Psi must decide. Not Caius, not Harris. Not fitting. A new warden must choose. To restore the silence."
Og's gonna turn to Morgan after Sam gave that order and look for approval or disapproval.
I don't like
Kill-
leaving my friends alone and just ditching them.
Elio will ask, what are the parameters for the defense of the compound?
Yeah, Morgan will look at Og and just give a small head nod.
Og does the sign of the Aquila and then starts marching back towards the fucking chasm and the elevator to start climbing.
The parameters are at your own prerogative. You are to do what you can. Right now, I must focus.
Alaric is
Understood.
really conflicted as he looks between the guys that's leaving and the guys that's doing with this ancient machine being, and in the end the mission comes first, but you can really see that it really hurts him mentally and spiritually, but he leaves with the Ogren.
You see on your map that about 2 levels up there is a path, a tunnel, that leads to the vault under the Basilica. It also leads to the prison cells.
Og will climb his rope. He'll tug on it to make sure it's still good, and then he'll start climbing the rope to get to the top so he can easily transfer the other 2 up from the elevator.
As you make a confirmation of who you are, the Inquisition, you answer just a brief code that convinces the machine that you are from the Inquisition. At that moment, there will be a signal intercept. You are then warned that the Ardenti combat patrols have been rerouted. They have been given an objective to suppress access breach at Ossuary subtier and are en route.
How are they doing that? Boxes are scrambled.
Landlines.
Oh, landline. That's true. Sorry. Never mind.
If they were also underground at this point, the robots scrambler might not be working the best.
That's true. Sorry. If Og can easily climb the cliff, Og gets up there and shouts down, "I'm at the thing!"
I'm going to grab onto the rope. I'm going to gesture. What's his name?
Yeah.
I'm going to gesture Elric to join me. Og, pull up the rope!
What?
Elric.
I was gonna use the elevator.
Wait, are we...
The machine then begins inquiring about Beacon Sigma Caius. The final emergency code has been activated. The dead man's failsafe Is he dead? He keeps asking whether Caius is dead. I am still performing my duties. Where is Caius? You will see a terminal light light up, and then a distress beacon. And as you decipher it, it is a distress beacon aimed at Redacta High Command. Inquisitorial Ordo Redacta High Command. This beacon next to the machine is something you can take with you. It sends a distress beacon to their frequency. To any surviving Redacta agents, if any exist.
Okay. Sam, do we have anything else to ask this thing? As Morgan picks up the beacon. Well, if possible.
He's going to ask clarification. He's going to say, clarification. Psyker is needed to bring cohesion to this machine. In Technolingua.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah. So Sam says to this archaeotech device, clarification. Psyker is required to bring cohesion to this device in lieu of Caius.
Yes. There is a disharmony in the reverberance of the choir. It might lead to a breach. The approach of the current Thort is mistaken. He seems to be looking for alternative ways to bypass an ancient pact. The machine has never learned of the nature of the pact, but ever since he lost contact with the Ordo Redactus, the counselors have taken charge of his mission. The machine is confused and think they are incapable of performing the duty. They keep trying to rewrite the original orders and look for alternative ways to guard the secret. He also suspects that they are communing with someone they're not supposed to.
Og gets Ulrich and Castilla up on the other ledge after yelling down, "Get in the fucking elevator." Let's go, quickly, orders, and begin fucking marching loudly forward to the second floor to the Basilica. Og is taking command, it seems.
Time for before irrevocable disharmony.
Days, weeks, uncertain. Witness detected, echo match pattern code. Chaldean Principe Pact. It will begin a bunch of gibberish and then will list off a bunch of subjects. Subject 1104, suppressed designation, inquisitorial asset, vocal frequency, denotes hesitancy, observing, dangerous. Subject 0921, carries the ghost of weaponized belief, potentially dangerous. Goes on and on. Sanctioned communion in progress. Breach probability. A soft hiss can be heard, and you can see the machine beginning to produce something on the screen. It is some kind of code. It's an image of sorts. Probably deciphered through cryptology or some kind of language.
Morgan's going to have a look at it and see if there's anything that she can decipher.
It doesn't make sense at first glance. You can do a cryptology test minus 50.
Yeah, no. It's all squiggles to Morgan.
For some reason, it's not rolling this, but I have a 75 in cryptology. Give me a sec. 75 plus 30. So
I will roll it for you. I roll a 36. You succeed by a lot. You immediately decipher the message. It is a key, a literal key to the final layer of the vault. Since you've been confirmed to be of the Inquisition, it gives you the key to the vault, worried that the others might reach it before you and attempt to destroy something, because a lot of other machines have been destroyed very recently, and it wants you to guard it before they reach it. As you receive the key and store it in whatever way you can, that's where we can end it tonight. Everybody gets 400 XP for
big number.
Yeah. And usually high, I know. It's usually
About 300 usually.
350. Everybody gets 400 XP, awesome roleplay, and a lot of progress. Wow.
Yeah, yes, sir.
A lot
Activating that fucking machine.
a lot of danger, a lot of things potentially going wrong, but yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Sasha, rolling fucking hot. When you rolled
rolling
like
demon.
you rolled like a couple times like below 10. Like how many times? Like 3 or 4 times this session.
Yeah, something like that. It was pretty crazy.
Sorry, the key was for
The final layer of the vault.
my letter
Yeah.
vault.
The key is for the vault itself.
Yeah.
So you now have an access key to the vault. The machine spirit gave it to you. You also know where it is.
So that machine spirit was seeming a bit too intelligent.
Yes.
Might is closely on abominable intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very, very contained abominable intelligence.
Mhm.
Like I said, I wonder what would happen if Zayat Beta was here.
Ooh. Fire flamethrowers and crack grenades and whatever else.
Heresy, tech heresy, destroy the abominable AI.
Yeah. 400 XP. Remember, you get a requisition point every session. You can use requisition.
We're not really in a position to use it.
No.
Not yet.
No. Not
yet.
not here.
We're getting there though.
Then, well, gentlemen, and presumably at least one lady, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Same here.
Good night.
Thank you. It was fun.
I can't wait for next week when we've split the party and Og, Castile, and Alric go up to do the rescue a hostage mission.
Yeah, Morton handles these split party situations very well. That being said, they're still lethal as fuck. So good luck.
And if
It's fine. Og had a dream where he took out a full squad of the Ardenti alone. So
Yes, we remember that dream. We actually simulated that, and he was curious how he would do.
Ulrich can just remove the most.
Listen, you're an ogre with power armor or Rubicon. You can do anything.
Yeah.
In a small room, he is insane.
I am deadly.
Yeah. I would not be want to be alone in a room with Og.
No.
An angry Og.
Yeah, with someone if I'm just taking his enemy. Like, go Og,
As much
kill
as
them,
it's
and
hilarious.
just comes back an hour later, bodies parts everywhere.
Sorry, just out of curiosity, Sam? Why did you send the beefy ones away, leaving the squishy ones?
Oh, they've got to go first. I mean, if it's one of those must fight kind of situations, it kind of makes sense to send them ahead and then we follow back in like 10, 15 minutes behind them. I mean, we only asked 2 more questions, so I can't imagine we would be that much further behind them.
Considering, see, the problem there is how are you going to get out of the hole?
DM, quick thing that I just want to clarify. When I say I do the whole Jedi thing, I mean that I'm casting erasure. Just so you're like aware of. Should I do it in the future?
A Jedi thing?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
they wave
it's-
their hand in front and like say something and use the force to manipulate memory.
Jedi mind trick.
Yeah,
Mm.
Jedi mind trick.
I mean, that's what
Okay.
basic Ranger is, kind of.
The way that I think is best, what I think is best, that we've usually done it, is like first describe what it looks like. So like you will see me move my hand, and then the energy sort of
Yeah.
a wave of air sort of changes
Like
around my
that.
hand, and then a little.
Yeah.
But wait until I finish describing it, and then you see like a little light from my hand, and then I will cast blah blah blah, and then you press the info button, and then you press whatever damage button,
Okay,
and that's it.
Now I know how we
Yeah.
do psychic things.
No worries. It I know it's very different from how many things are run.
The thing I see
Let's
what
see.
Sasha did, which is smart, is you sent the combat people ahead to do a distraction so you guys can operate and leave quickly and then reinforce us.
Is this really happening?
I think I mean, dude, you're sending an Ogren, an Arbites, and a fucking Jedi Psyker to go save someone. There's gonna be violence, I think.
I mean, Nova should have probably come. She's pretty
Yeah, there's a
competent.
presumption of violence.
There's a
Sorry,
presumption of
You are
violence.
legit splitting the party. I thought it was a joke. Okay.
No,
I mean,
I took it as split the party.
we're 10 minutes behind them, I would presume, because we're asking further questions and getting the key and all of that. So
I like it. Yeah. No, we are moving in real time, so it makes sense.
Og was given command, so he's gonna go do the thing.
No, he's. I don't. Why would you give command to an oak? You would both.
Oh, he
I presume-
didn't.
I
But that's
presume-
what
I-
Og took from him saying "at your own discretion," which is a poor choice of words. But
Does he even know what the
you know.
word discretion means?
no, he doesn't. That's the whole point.
Oh my god.
With like sanctified demonology secretary.
by the way, I also posted the notes that I have down from whatever I had taken. So if somebody wants to correct or do whatever,
Excellent.
add to it, etc., that'd be great.
Awesome.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, damn.
All right. So you're splitting the party. Just I just need to understand. You're going
in the
half of
party,
you to the jail.
Both in charge.
Nova will probably go with them because she is combat focused. No. Unless you guys want backup just in case someone entered.
At your own discretion.
Say,
We were given Sam, the leader of the group, as the most senior inquisitorial acolyte, gave us the command of "at our own discretion" to engage with the mission.
I'm more
Anyways,
Yeah, but I'm asking who
Also,
specifically is going to
Going.
where?
yes, who is it?
I'm gonna head off, so see you guys next
So
Ulrich, Hammerhand, Og, and
Costello, I believe, for sure.
for sure are heading up.
oh,
I mean, Nova could come, but unless you guys want to.
And you're headed to
just in
the-
case.
Hey, no.
and where are you
She-
going?
To the
We're
prison.
going to the basilica, to the prison.
Okay, and where are the rest going? Just staying behind.
They're staying behind with the
Aerotech
not inbombable
machine.
intelligence.
Okay.
The not inbombable intelligence to ask it more questions.
Okay, it's gonna be interesting. I hope more than one of that group makes it to the next session, or it will be a solo jailbreak, which will be funny.
Don't worry. I'm definitely gonna be here.
I think,
Which is again what I'm saying is the problem.
Oh my god, you as a solo. Oh jeez.
Oh,
I can't
Rip and
wait for that
tear
shit.
no.
until it is done.
August gonna earn that medal.
That's gonna be a 3-hour combat session with fucking stacks of bodies.
Og
gonna have
just
to
fucking
automate this
murdering
shit.
a bunch of priests.
Yeah. They begin praying like, God, have mercy.
Be honest.
No, Emperor, no. That's gonna
let
be
me in?
great.
Alright, I'll fucking kill you. I'll be giving my own discretion, whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that.
I am available next week, so yes, I am definitely being there. So
Okay,
I'll,
we have
I'll
one-
Go, I'll go with him. So I'm definitely confirmed to be coming.
Nova solo jailbreak. Here we go.
Nova and the ogre,
Yeah.
the assassin, the muscle and the athletic assassin.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
think you would do pretty
I'll
good.
I mean, I can
someone
I'm very
smart with him
deadly
at all
close.
times, but again,
And
with me succeeding
Only
12 in an athletics check, you
say-
can see where I put all my points.
Yes, I remember. It's like only if you were, what was it? Had a shield. I could basically use you to get up close and just.
Yeah, honestly, that's the perfect. That's the perfect squad. Is
It
a
is,
sniper
kind
using
Yeah.
Og as mobile cover.
I mean, she has a sniper rifle, but she has 2 fold-out swords as well. She's good and just as good as close quarters as she is in ranged.
Did you pick the bodyguard talent? Og?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't have that, sadly.
Okay.
I don't know how expensive it is to buy, but I do have quite a lot of experience now.
Yeah, I've got 750 to expand. I should probably buy inescapable attack. I've been meaning to buy that for a long while.
Oh, you have to buy an escapable attack.
It's kind of a must.
As Og's dream, it's very clear that these zealots don't have a lot of health.
I keep forgetting you have to choose either melee or ranged to choose. What to choose.
Well, the thing is, Nova, you do actually realize that if you go up with Og's in charge.
No.
Og's in charge.
No, yeah, I'm not. She is not listening to an ogre.
Better have a good argument.
Hey! She's a pretty lady. Will he listen to the pretty lady?
Og listens to orders, and he was given his discretion, whatever that means.
Discretion means listen to me.
No, it's not.
There's